virtual TED Talk platform with the objective of spreading bright thoughts and ideas in these dark times. Today we have with us here a very talented person. This content creator and internet sensation who is making our days brighter one video at a time is all about making simple and relatable content. When she's not making us laugh, she's making us think. We've shared our videos, we watch them, we all know who she is. Welcome, Prapti Elizabeth, to QuaranTED.
Hi.
Being a Malayali is a huge part of your content and identity. So, how was it like growing up South Indian in North India?
So, it's not there so much right now. I think I'm not very sure, but when I was growing up, um, I was in that lot of people who did not really tell everybody that I'm Malayali and everything because, uh, like they used to come at us with that making fun of our accent and all. So I for some reason did not come off as Malayali, and I never used to make it very obvious until and unless I was asked, "Where are you from?" Even when I was asked, I would generally tell people I'm from Delhi. But yeah, so that was a slight thing that was there. Later, however, I was like, obviously, you read things, and very much later in life. Okay, I'm talking about college and all, and where uh, we were taught things, and there was this quote that I read, that the fact that someone is not able to, that the fact that there is this accent that comes with the way you talk, means that a person knows a language more than you do,
Yeah,
and
sure.
because of that thing. So how can that be a bad thing, right? It is. So yeah, growing up South Indian basically meant I knew this language in which I could bitch other people out and other people wouldn't know about it. Like the North Indians would know about it. So that was one thing that I was very this thing about. But otherwise, it was more like I don't want people to know I'm Malayali.
What's the story behind the first Malayali mother video that went viral? And how did your parents and people who know react to the sudden fame?
There is no story. It is just that we had to shoot. So when I was working with India Today, the thing was that we were working 5 days a week, and we had to give 5 videos a week, which meant a new script every day. I had to give. I had to shoot a new video every day. So that meant, you know, like there should be this flow of ideas. So my director there was a Malayali. He's still there. His name is Austin. Great guy. So he was I went to him and I was like, should we just try this? I mean, we've not made this for this platform ever. Nothing like this has been done. So should we just try it? He was like, yeah, go for it. And the script was written. I went for makeup, and like that entire shoot took about 20 minutes, and it was honestly just made for the sake of putting out content. It was just like, I have to give this is my job, it has to be done. So that's how I made that particular video. And next day, my boss was calling me and telling me this is working so well, the engagement is so good and everything. I was like, yay, good. But then I was asked to make 5 Malayali videos a week. So if you look at that timeline of mine, especially on that, YouTube page, it's like just Malayali content. So that one video worked, because of which I was asked to make just Malayali. God, there was this point where I had even run out of ideas. And how my parents reacted, for the longest time, my parents did not know that I'm making videos. So I don't think my mother has even seen that video. So she's not really reacted to it. She's not seen a lot of my videos.
So I think this is something everyone wants to know. Why Mrinalini and what other names did you almost end up choosing?
So Mrinalini, the thing is, I wanted to do a character like that, but I did not know exactly how to go about it. During lockdown, there was a lot of time, and I was not really. We didn't have to go to office, so I was at home mostly, and uh, that is when it really started formulating. And the name that I had come up with was what was it? It was something Rendezvous with Renata. Yes, that was the name. Then right before lockdown and everything, my friend was supposed to visit me, and I slept off while she waited. She had come like from a really far off place, and my phone was on silent. So I realized my phone is on silent. So I just I'll take a small nap. Then she'll call me. I'll wake up, but my phone was on silent. Not even on like it was not even on vibrate. Okay, it's silent, and it takes her an hour and a half to get here. So she traveled. She came here. She was downstairs somewhere. She called me like 15, 16 missed calls I had on my phone when I woke up. And then she left and she stopped talking to me. So that is when I was like, okay. And then I really tried, saying sorry and everything. But obviously, the damage was done. So then I was like, bhai, ab to koi aur chance hi nahi hai. So I'll just, this will be a perpetual apology. So I made it musings with Mrinalini. Her name is Mrinalini. So, and the song
Did she forgive you?
out, okay, how the song worked out is when I had told my father that I have a friend called Mrinalini, he had broken into the song. So it had kind of become her song, which is why it was Mrinalini. The song was already there, and then it was just an apology to her. It's like forever apology. I'm really sorry. I'll never do it again. She's never come
Did
back
she
to
forgive
visit.
you for
Video calls now.
she's never coming to visit? Okay, yeah, that's great. So, as an artist, what are your thoughts on political correctness? Do you think does it curb creativity, or does it encourage creativity to flourish in a positive way?
Political correctness is important, but I used to think that we can, completely go about it and all, but no. Like someone was telling me today, this is an example. Someone was telling me today that you're hating on matti is or sardines is kind of uh, hating on something massy and like it is kind of derogatory. Where I was like, no, just because I don't like a food item and I'm making it obvious that I don't does not mean that I am putting somebody down or something. No, if you want to have it, have it. I hate it. That is all. And I don't think that should be a problem to anybody. And political correctness, again, it has to be in hate. Hate should not be promoted. It should not be about hating. It should not be about bringing someone down. It should not be about jokes that are inappropriate to men or women. It should not be, bringing down a certain community. So you have to really think about where it is becoming kind of snowflake behavior and where it is actual political correctness. So that is a demarcation that you have to make as a person, or I have to make as a content creator. So yeah.
Anyone who follows you will know that you are someone who utilizes the influence and platform you have very responsibly, and you share the right content, you say the right things. And Mrinalini also, she talks a lot about environmental issues and social issues, especially about feminism. So, what does feminism mean to you? And do you think feminism is
के बाद
political, or is it something? It's not clear. Clear,
the whole question because there's a small lag.
Okay, wait, just a second. One more. Oh God. Okay. So anyone who follows
Just
you will know that you are someone who uses the platform and influence you have very responsibly, because you say the right things, you share the right content, and you have that responsibility in you. And Mrinalini also, she talks a lot about environmental issues and social issues like feminism. So what does feminism mean to you? And do you think feminism is political, or is it something separate from politics?
oh no, political. Your personal is always political. That is something I've realized. If feminism is what it's for, it means different things to different people, right? It's this umbrella term which means different things to different people. For some women, it will be about getting basic education. For some women, it's about sanitation. For some women, it's about safety. For me personally, it's about all of these things and the right to do what I feel like without being worried about how I will be perceived or where this will take me. For example, if I'm out at night sometime, I don't want to be attacked. My presence on a road at night is not an invitation to anybody. So why is that being propagated? So that is this big umbrella term. And yes, your personal will always be political. And when it comes to, what was the question again?
Yeah,
The
so
rest-
what does feminism mean to you? Like, that's what, yeah, you said that. Do you think feminism is something separate from politics?
no,
No, you
no,
don't.
no, no. It's very political. Your
Very political.
rights will always be political.
Yeah. So, this Kulastri ideology is something the Malayali community has been discussing for some time. An interview went viral, and a lot of people criticized, a lot of people reacted. So, Mallu aunties, do you think are they victims or are they perpetuators of patriarchy?
Both, both. Because they have been victims of patriarchy, because they have been brought up in a certain kind of setup, they would, according to them, I think they are doing you some good. According to them, this is what good is. According to them, perhaps if we live this way is how we'll have a happy life. And happy life means a very different thing to them. So because you have been victims of patriarchy, you are further perpetuating it because it's been conditioned in your head that this is the way normal should be. So that is the whole problem. So you cannot just go out and say that, shut up and you're the reason why this is happening, and etc., etc. There also has to be an understanding that it's happening because they have been brought up like that. Just, like saying that men are also victims of patriarchy. I mean, men don't cry, and men don't feel pain, and they should be breadwinners, and they should not earn less than their significant others. All of these are problems, not problems, the ideas perpetuated by patriarchy which are problematic. So it's not just women or just kulastris, or it's also men. So yeah, we as a society, I think, are very much victims of patriarchy.
So, what are your thoughts on pseudo feminism? Is it like a term invented by patriarchs to demonize everything that threatens their privilege?
I don't believe in the term pseudo feminism. Feminism as a movement promotes equality. So the moment that ideology is hindered, or that ideology goes wrong or derails, that very moment it is not feminism at all. It is just wrong. You cannot call it pseudo feminism, because how is it pseudo when it's not feminism? Are you getting what I'm saying?
I
Like,
get you. And actually, I saw your video on I saw your video on pseudo feminism, and I really loved it. So I was just hoping that you would, you know, talk about that.
so yeah, this like pseudo cannot, there can be pseudo communists, people who go forth and talk about everything, I don't know, overthrowing capitalism and all of that, and are reaping the benefits of it openly and very, happily. So I can say pseudo communism I have seen, but whenever the term pseudo feminism comes in, and I see the people that have been accused, or the people who are perpetuating pseudo feminism, I have realized they're not feminists really. They're not going by those ideologies. It is somewhere personal benefit and gain that they're looking at or justifying themselves. So how is that feminism at all? It is not feminism. It is just some, I don't know, bullshit. I don't know.
So, The pandemic has forced a lot of people indoors, and like for us, we've been at home for almost 8 months. So, how has the lockdown affected your work?
How has it affected my work? So I used to derive a lot of, my content from observation, like interacting with different people or things that have happened around me and everything. That has completely stopped. And now content is mostly like thinking about what all has happened. Mrinalini was very much a product of lockdown. I don't think it would have happened otherwise. Um, and It's tough, man. I think as a content creator, it is tough because there are no ideas that really pop. There are phases where I don't know what to do at all, like or how to make anything new. And then there are these, days where I'm brimming with ideas. And then there are these days where I think, oh, what a great thing, what a great idea for a video. And by the time I make it, it's so rubbish that I don't want to post it anywhere. So it has been a very up and down kind of thing, but mostly good, I would say. Like, I
So,
cannot complain.
recently you shared a DM you got from a girl who met her soulmate on one of your comment sections. But yeah, comment
It
sections
was
are
a guy
not.
though. It was not a girl.
It's not a girl. Oh, sorry for assuming that. Yeah,
Yes,
but
yes.
comment sections are not always happy places, especially for especially for someone like you who talks a lot about relevant things that a lot of people are ignorant about. So, how do you deal with negative comments, and what gets you up when you're feeling down?
There was a phase that I was fighting with people in the comment section. Um, but then I've realized that I don't fight anymore. I just state my point and I just say it once because fight like this comment battle, no, you cannot do. It is an I have seen that whatever I have said in that video, because when I'm writing Mrinalini, it's this one property where I look at all aspects mostly, or I try to look at all aspects, and I give this very, I break it down as much as possible. And then I have seen comments where everything that I have said, they're asking me the same question. Like what all I have explained in that video, they're asking me that same question. And then I'm just like, this is, there are there are people who come and comment just for the sake of riling you up. So I just leave, one answer there and then I don't engage. I have stopped engaging. So that is one thing I do. And the only hate that I really got was for Mrinalini episode 3.
Legit,
Other than
sir.
that, Rajit sir. So other than that, it has mostly been received well.
So, yeah. So, our society still views success in terms of like steady salaries or the number of degrees. So, how has this kind of mindset affected your journey?
So I have completed my master's, but I won't get that degree. That is the state of affairs right now. So I still have relatives who ask me, MA cheyende. So I'm just like, I don't know what to say there. But if I have to personally talk about it, I have met so many people who did architecture and now are making content. People who did who did direction from one of the best schools in India, film schools in India, and they are here making content with us, and they are doing fabulous work. So just because you've done architecture does not mean you have to get into that very thing. The person who has done filmmaking, she is, oh my god, she's so creative, and she does not really have to be in the film industry to make things. Are you getting me? Like, so that just goes on to prove the fact that whatever skill set you acquire through your life or whatever you study does not have to be what you do. I always wanted to be a professor, but whatever I studied throughout literature is what culminated in Renalini. Whatever I studied throughout literature is what helped me write, what helped me in my writing career. So degrees hold not much value in my life now. There was a point when I used to beat myself up about not having an MA, but now I have realized that as long as you find your mark and your footing and you know what you want to do, it really doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't matter.
So, so what's your favorite part about creating content? Is it the writing it down or the implementation or the acting? What's your favorite part?
It is mostly the writing part. It's really fun. Implementation, I used to enjoy in office when we were helped by people. Now it's a little difficult because you have to set up, you have to shoot, you have to check your footage, you have to come back, you have to judge yourself whether it's good or not. Otherwise, there are people who tell you, try this like that, try this like that. There is nobody here to tell you anything. So you basically just are on your own. But the writing part I really enjoyed.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
what's a downside to fame that you never knew?
People sometimes I have seen hate on you for no reason at all. It'll be a very basic funny video and I've had people comment on it, like, and there are people who like uh, there was this transgender woman who just went through a lot of problems recently, right? um, right now it's coming out that it was all a lie, like it is coming out on social media now. So I've had comments saying that you should be better researched before putting it up. But that news came out today. What I shared was 5 days ago. So what are you asking me to be aware? There is this feeling in people that I have to be right all the time and I cannot be cheeky. Like I cannot say things for the sake of saying it. I'm not your encyclopedia. I am not your fact check kind of person. Sometimes there will be something nonsensical I'll hear and I'll give an equally nonsensical answer. That is humor. Just because I did some content that is giving you facts does not mean I have to, vomit out facts all the time. Go find out on your own. I am not your, I don't know, Wikipedia or something. So they place this unrealistic, unwanted kind of responsibility on you, which I don't think is fair. I'm here to make jokes. I'm here only for content. So please don't. I don't even know what to say. It's okay. Happens.
What would you say is the purpose of your content?
Making people laugh. No matter what I'm saying, whether it's whether it's an environmental issue, whether it's about feminism or what, I just feel that when there is humor involved, people listen a little more and people understand a little more. And main like the objective with which content making began for me was making people laugh. So yeah, that is the only objective even today.
You've met a lot of people on your journey, like to name a few, Ankush, Hukana, Vishnu Kaushal. So, how does it feel to be a part of such a great community?
It's great. Vishnu, Ankush, there is Shivani. We all work together. We are part of the same team. So it's great. Like Ankush has this drive that I have not, I really want that. Vishnu, I don't know how he thinks. And Shivani is such a fabulous actor. Like, she's a one take person. You give her dialogues, you put her in front of a camera, and naturally, it just flows. Then not just content creators, I've also met amazing people who help you better. Like my Malabar Gold, the entire thing was shot by Apurva. The way she handles camera, the way she can, just look at a place and I don't know, she can design an entire set in her head, like with basic props. So it's like I have met really, really talented people, and it's very humbling. If you ask me, every time they do something, I'm like, why didn't I think of this? How do they think like this? So yeah.
So, right now, a lot of people are super anxious about their future because of the pandemic. Um, all the doors seem closed, and there's like a feeling of hopelessness in the air. So, what message do you have for all the young people watching this?
None of us know what's going to happen next. Like I have reached this phase in my life. There was no pandemic when, whatever was happening in my life, but I have reached here, and I'm still uncertain about where this is going. When the entire thing, throughout was happening, even then I was uncertain about where I might land up or how this will pan out. All I can say is keep at it. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're aspiring to do, or whatever it is that you're wanting to do, just keep at it. There is nothing you will do. There will be no skill set that you acquire which will go waste completely or which will never come in handy. I Excel, Excel will come in handy, guys. So I would just say don't, it's very difficult, but don't let the hope inside die, okay? Like wake up every day and just try to, no matter how repetitive it seems, just try to do things. And it will be a new world order perhaps after the pandemic, when everything is open and when things go back to whatever normal is. Uh, it will be a new world, and I'm sure things will pan out in that particular way. We never thought that we'd be creating content at home with such basic things and it will still work, but it's working. So this is just an example from my end, okay, what happened to me. But for you too, I don't know what circumstance you're in, but please try to keep the hope alive. It's very difficult, but please, things will pan out.
So, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Or are you someone who doesn't believe in planning?
I've given up planning. Whatever I planned has gone down the drain. Now I don't plan anything. The only thing I plan is my grocery list. That I forget things. Otherwise, I won't plan that either. So yeah, I don't believe in plans. I believe in going with the flow. So yeah, let's see where this goes. I don't know what 10 years later. Did anyone think there'll be a pandemic in 2020? What are you saying? We're at the peak of technological advancement.
Yeah. So, what's the craziest thing you've done in college?
Take up a job during my master's. I had 93% attendance in college, okay. I was that kid.
Oh my God. 93. Wow.
Yeah. I was a very good, like, I was a very bad student till up to class 12th. Then I joined my BA and MA and I was doing literature, and I was also quite shocked that I'm a good student. And when 12, 13 years you have been the student who, like every year my father used to go for the PTM and my mother would be reciting the rosary ki pass ho jaye, bas I just hope she's promoted to the next class. So I was that student. During my maths exam, my mother was on her knees praying. My aunt is a nun. She would be offering mass somewhere for me. So I was that person. And then in college, suddenly, I was a good student. So I did not want to miss my classes either. And like even in masters, I've not really missed classes. So yeah, my attendance was all very this thing good. But crazy thing I did was take up a job. Never, never.
Okay. I guess that's it. So, uh, so Thank you so much, Prapti, for giving up your time to talk to us. I hope you had as much fun talking to me as I had talking to you.
Oh,
Keep
yes,
making
thank you.
content. All the best for all your future endeavors. Keep making our days brighter. I'd like to
Thank
formally
you
thank you on
so much. So many compliments. My God, can't.
you have a problem with taking compliments. I saw that on your Instagram. Just
Oh, yeah, it's in a video only now. I forgot.
I send that to all my friends. I have the same problem.
Oh. Yeah. It's okay. We'll get there.
Thank you so much.